Most of players build their decks around hero. We're going to build our deck around a mini, which will be this guy, or guys. Here's what they do. When they get to the closest structure, whether it's a tower like you see, or a core, they blow up. They blow it up. They don't do any damage to anybody else. They just walk, walk, walk until you see the closest structure. So our goal is to get these goblins to the closest structure, which is the enemy's core. And this is how we're gonna win the game. In order to make this combo work, we will need 3 key elements, and everything else is pretty much replaceable. We'll need Goblin Sappers with the trait, with the actual rocket power turbo boots trait, which allows them to move twice as fast and give them a fast trait. So now these goblins are going to be much faster. Oop, why is this not closing? There we go. And it will increase their chances to get to the core. Like this talent that makes them faster is something that you must have in order to make this combo work. Everything else will only increase the quality and chances, but if you don't have this talent, you're probably not going to make it to the enemy's core, and you're not going to be able to use this strategy. The element number 2 is Smoke Bomb, which makes your minis invisible. Boom. And nobody sees them. That, again, that helps the Goblin Sappers to get to the core without being killed. On top of that, we're going to use this Band of Thieves talent. Grant +2 levels to cycle minis within, which means our Goblin Sappers, because our Goblin Sappers is a cycle mini. I'm going to show you right here. Cycle. On the right side down there, you will see cycle. So if we cast Smoke Bomb on our Goblin Sappers, they're going to get +2 levels. That means they will do even more damage. But again, if you just have Smoke Bomb with no talent, it's still better, and the combo will still work. And then the third element is this spell, Cheat Death. What it does is this. It prevents your enemies from death for 5 seconds. So, which means if you only have 1 HP and somebody casts this spell on you, you will be able to not die for 5 more seconds. Oop. So these 3 elements is what we need to make this combo work. Everything else is replaceable and changeable. For example, you will need something to defend your base, because what I just showed doesn't really defend, it only attacks. So I use this Drake to defend my base, because one of the most dangerous strategies and very easy to execute is deploying a bunch of unbound minis at your core. And if you have nothing to kill them with very fast, you're going to lose very fast. Like your minis, your Goblin Sappers, they're not going to help you. They're not going to save you. And this Drake is a perfect solution. It costs 4 gold, you deploy it, and it kills literally everything within a matter of seconds. It kills everything by your core. The talent doesn't matter. Whatever you have, if you have no talents, it's still okay. It's still enough to kill everything. Then this Whelp Eggs, this is one of the most popular minis. Everybody uses it in every deck. It just works really well. Here's what happens. You deploy them somewhere. Again, they're unbound. They can be deployed anywhere. The drakes pop up from the eggs when you hit the egg, and they just do the job. They just kill everything. This is a perfect solution, mini to deploy by the enemy's core when you almost killed it. When the core is almost dead, you deploy these drakes, and they usually finish the job. The talent, again, doesn't matter. Whatever you have, use it. It's all useful. I also use this little pig, again, because it's unbound, and you can, deploy it by the enemy's core, and it's very tanky. It can do some damage to the core. And the hero, again, this is a combo when hero doesn't really matter, but there is one thing that separates Baron Ravender from everybody else. As you can see, all these heroes here on the left side, they all have traits, some special abilities or some special passive effects. They only work when the heroes are deployed, when the heroes are on the battleground. Lord Baron Ravender is the one. I don't know if this trait... Actually, yeah. Right there, you will see this skeleton spawned. Baron Ravender spawns skeletons every 10 seconds from the summoned stones, from structures, from your core. It all spawns skeletons every 10 seconds, and it doesn't matter if the Baron Ravender is deployed or not. It works all the time. So, that's why I use him, just to create more map pressure, you know, when skeletons go from everywhere all the time. It just delays the enemy, and sometimes the skeletons kill kobolds, and it's just very, very, very useful. The ideal talents that you want to use with it is this Chill of the Grave, summon skeletal mages instead of warriors. So initially, without upgrades, the skeletons that are spawned will be the melee skeletons. This spawns the ranged skeletons, which means they can do more damage before you get to them, and they can attack the flying minis. So that's why I use Ravender. But again, if you have better ideas or you have some hero that can synergize with the rest of your deck, use that. Now, the idea of this deck, like I said, you spawn the minis, you spawn the goblins, and you try to escort them to the core by using invisibility, the smoke bomb, and if somebody is trying to kill them and they almost hit the core, you cast Cheat Death, which prevents them from dying for 5 seconds. And that's how you win the game. I'm going to show you some footage where you will see how it's executed. It's super fun. You don't really use any minis to attack the core other than Goblin Sappers. That's all.
Dingo!
Cosmodon! Nailed it! Cosmodon!
dingo. Dingo!
Money, money, money! Money, money, money!
Dingo!